My friend, the situation is not easy for the Browns. The recent news has generated a lot of buzz. I'll tell you everything in detail, but first click the like button and comment below. I have faith in the Browns. Now imagine this, Browns fans. Just 3 days into training camp and chaos is already knocking on the door of Berea, the team's thin wide receiver room. Something fans have been worried about all offseason is taking hit after hit, and the front office is scrambling to hold things together. The latest move? The Browns have signed Winston Wright, a pass catcher desperate for a shot in the NFL, as injuries continue to pile up. And let me tell you, this isn't just about adding depth. This is a story that could reshape how the Browns' offense looks when Week 1 rolls around. Winston Wright, for those who aren't familiar, went undrafted out of East Carolina after stints at West Virginia and Florida State. His college resume? 49 games, 187 catches, nearly 2,000 yards, and 18 touchdowns. That's production, sure, but there's a reason he's been floating around looking for an opportunity. The Browns just handed him one, giving him number 38 and a chance to prove himself in a receiver room where, honestly, opportunities are wide open. Outside of Jerry Jeudy, who's coming off a career year, this group is a question mark from top to bottom. And if you're wondering why Wright is even here, look no further than the injury report. David Bell started camp on the active/non-football injury list. Michael Woods is dealing with a hand injury that has kept him limited. And then, the gut punch, Cedric Tillman, Cleveland's projected WR2, went down with a leg injury on Friday after going up for a pass in practice. He had to leave the field with a trainer, and while no specifics have been released yet, the team confirmed it's a lower leg issue. It could be minor. It could be something more serious. But either way, this is exactly the scenario Browns fans feared. You can almost hear Kevin Stefanski's frustration when he says, "Everything has everything to do with everything. It's all connected." That's coach speak for, we're in trouble, and we know it. Think about it, all offseason, fans begged the front office to bring in more receivers. The only notable move was signing Deontay Johnson, a player who suited up for 3 different teams last season. That's it. No big-name splash, no veteran reinforcement, just hope that young guys like Tillman would step up. And now, 3 days into camp, those hopes are on shaky ground. Tillman's injury, Bell sidelined, Woods limited, it's a recipe for panic, especially when your offense is supposed to be sorting out a 4-man quarterback competition. That's right, while the receiver room is falling apart, the Browns are still trying to figure out who's going to be under center come Week 1. Joe Flacco, Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and Kenny Pickett are battling it out for the starting job. Stefanski insists he wants to make a decision sooner than later, but there's no way to evaluate quarterbacks properly if their top receiving options are standing on the sideline in baseball caps. Sanders said it best himself on Friday, "I know whenever I get my opportunity, I got to maximize it, even if I'm not getting reps, it's no problem." That's a mature response, but let's be real, how do you maximize anything if your receivers are practice squad hopefuls and undrafted rookies? And speaking of Sanders, he's quietly becoming one of the most intriguing stories of camp. Despite being a rookie, he's already earning respect from teammates for his maturity. On Friday, when reporters tried to rush him at the podium, he told Browns PR to wait until linebacker Jerome Baker finished his presser. That's leadership. That's the kind of thing that earns you points in a locker room full of veterans. Sanders may be a 5th-round pick, but don't think for a second the players haven't noticed. Some are already pulling for him to start, and that's not something you can fake. But let's circle back to this receiver situation, because that's the ticking time bomb. The Browns are planning to be a run-first offense this year. Drafting 2 running backs and a tight end makes that obvious. But no matter how much you run the ball, you need receivers who can make plays when it's 3rd and long. Right now, if Jeudy is double covered, who's the reliable second option? Who's stretching the field? Who's making contested catches? Wright might turn out to be a steal, but banking on that is risky. This feels like a gamble the Browns didn't need to take, and injuries are making that gamble look worse by the day. Fans have been saying it for months. If Tillman stays healthy, he'll be a great WR2. But that if is already haunting us. And while it's early, the fear is real. What if this isn't just a camp setback? What if Tillman's injury lingers into the season? What if Bell's return takes longer than expected? What if Wright doesn't pan out? Suddenly, your run-first offense turns predictable, defenses stack the box, and your quarterback, whoever it is throwing into tight windows with receivers who can't separate. This is where things get interesting, Browns fans. Do you trust the front office's gamble? Do you think this receiver room can hold up once the season starts? Or are we staring at a problem that's only going to get worse? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. And here's where the plot thickens, Browns fans, because this isn't just about injuries or one new signing. This entire training camp feels like a crossroads moment for the Browns offense. Everything they've been building toward, a run-heavy scheme designed to protect whichever quarterback wins the job, relies on just enough balance to keep defenses honest. But if this wide receiver room doesn't come together fast, that balance is going to crumble. Let's talk about Cedric Tillman for a second, because his role in this offense was supposed to be massive. The Browns were counting on him to be the reliable WR2 behind Jerry Jeudy, the guy who could win one-on-one matchups and move the chains. His development this offseason was one of the big talking points, and everything positive we heard came with that one giant condition: if he stays healthy. 3 days into camp, that it became reality in the worst way. The lower leg injury might turn out to be minor, but the fact that it even happened highlights how fragile this receiver group really is. And let's not forget, David Bell isn't even on the field right now. He's still on the non-football injury list. Michael Woods? Limited with that hand injury. Deontay Johnson? Not exactly the most dependable option given how his career has been trending. So now, Winston Wright steps in, wearing number 38, trying to carve out a role, and Browns fans are left wondering if he's just camp depth or if he's going to be forced into meaningful snaps in Week 1. Meanwhile, Kevin Stefanski is juggling all of this while trying to evaluate 4 quarterbacks. Joe Flacco brings veteran experience but isn't mobile enough to extend plays with an unreliable receiving core. Kenny Pickett has NFL experience but struggled in Pittsburgh when his weapons weren't elite. Dylan Gabriel is talented but raw. And then there's Shedeur Sanders, the rookie making headlines not for flashy throws but for how he carries himself like a leader. His patience at the podium, his respect for Jerome Baker, his connection with teammates, these things matter, especially in a locker room watching closely to see who commands the huddle. The irony? Sanders might actually fit perfectly in this situation. At Colorado, he thrived on chemistry, building strong relationships with his receivers. If anyone can take a group of unproven wideouts and build trust quickly, it's him. But will Stefanski take that risk with a rookie in a run-first system designed to limit mistakes? Or will he stick with the safe choice in Flacco or Pickett? Here's the bottom line: this is no longer just training camp drama. Every decision being made right now, every rep, every injury update, every roster move, is shaping what this Browns offense will look like in Week 1 and beyond. If Wright turns out to be a hidden gem, if Tillman returns quickly, if Sanders or whoever wins the QB job can create chemistry fast, this team could surprise everyone. But if the injuries pile up and this gamble on a thin wide receiver group backfires, we could be talking about wasted potential before September even ends. So let's hear it from you, Browns fans. Be honest, are you confident this wide receiver room can hold up for a full season? Or are you worried the front office underestimated just how fragile this unit is? Who do you want to see under center when Week 1 rolls around? Tell me in the comments right now, because this debate is just getting started. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel for more news. Go Browns!